white binder labeled Statements and Reflections to Allied Strikes. I don't even know what that was. His like little journal about bombings. Now, with respect to any other electronic devices that are used by Bolton, law enforcement are also authorized to press and swipe the fingers and the thumbs of Bolton. This one's curious. Statements and Reflections to Allied Strikes. It's like his poetry about bombing people. John Bolton and his search warrant now partially unsealed. We'll take a look at it and ask ourselves, what did you have hiding in there, John? We'll see if the FBI will tell us. But here is what got unsealed. So the press came in and they were filing motions. They were saying, can you please unseal part of this so we can read it? The court came out and said, yes, we can. Pursuant to the reasons submitted by the press, the court hereby does redacted versions of the search warrant signed by Timothy Sullivan, U.S. Magistrate Judge out in Zenesville in Maryland, which another Judge Zenas. Now, that is the unsealing. Here is what we've got. So this was the search warrant application. Someone calls this puppy in and he says, look at attachment A. We'll look at. He says, here's what we want. Evidence of a crime, contrabands, fruits of a crime, or anything else illegally possessed, and property designed for use or involved in committing a crime. Look at the attached sheet, signed off by redacted agent name, over with the FBI. August 21st, 2025, Judge Timothy Sullivan signs off on that from Maryland. Now, the government submitted a motion to seal, right? When they get an application for a warrant, they want to seal everything until the warrant is executed. Then they unseal things and we can read them. And here we got it. They submitted all this right before the search warrant is executed, and then it gets unsealed. So disclosure of the affidavit at this time could seriously jeopardize the investigation. We haven't executed the warrant yet. And so the procedures for sealing this are all appropriate. The judge, of course, sealed it, and it is sealed. Now, the press came out, unsealed it, and we get some more information. So once again, there's the warrant. Here is what they got from John Bolton's house. One red iPhone with 2 camera lenses for his interviews or something else. One black phone in a black case. A white binder labeled Statements and Reflections to Allied Strikes. I don't even know what that was. His like little journal about bombings. Typed documents in folders labeled Trump 1 through 4. I wonder what those were. 4 boxes containing printed daily activities. All right. 1 hard drive, a Seagate brand. 1 Dell Precision Tower computer, 3620. 1 SanDisk hard drive, 64 gigabyte USB, 64 gigabyte USB. Another Dell XPS laptop with cables. Another Inspiron Dell computer. All signed off on as being collected. That's what they got. Here is what they wanted to get or submitted in their application. Redacted. The target residence is a resident located at that address, and it is a something. All of that is redacted there. We get a little bit. Here's what they want to seize. All items that are in possession of John Robert Bolton II. All physical documents and records with or without classification markings that relate to his former position as the assistant to the president for the NSA, National Security Affairs. That. Redacted. Along with any containers or boxes or other contents that are stored together. They want all information, including communications relating to national defense, any digital devices that may contain the following: any digital device encoding, docking, scanners, magnetics, electronics, CDs, DVDs. Any documentations that are digital devices includes routers, iPods, GPS, everything. If it looks like an electronic, they want it. Any applications, utility programs, interpreters, other software used to facilitate anything, any physical keys, encryption devices, dongles, passwords, test keys, all the things. They also want emails and anything electronically stored. Who used, owned, or stored the digital device? Usernames, passwords, email, contacts, chats, instant messaging logs. Evidence about all of this must be turned over. Any counter-forensic programs we want to know. All evidence of the times that the digital device was used. Any other electronic accounts, basically everything. You get it. So it continues on. They also want passports, communications, information about identities, who else conspired, records of IP addresses, cookies, anything bookmarked or favorited. And the list goes on. It also authorizes the search and forensic analysis of electronic devices containing the foregoing evidence. If the electronic devices are found within rooms known or used by Bolton, a person inside the premises advises officers executing the warrant that they were used by Bolton, and officers reasonably believe the device was used in connection with the categories. Now, with respect to any other electronic devices that are used by Bolton, law enforcement are also authorized to press and swipe the fingers and the thumb thumbs of Bolton. Okay, so the warrant says, yep, put the finger on there and open it up. They can also hold the device in front of the face of Bolton and activate the facial recognition feature for the purposes of unlocking it. So if you don't want that to happen, you use a key code. With respect to the search of any of the items described above, which are stored in the form of magnetic or any other electronic formats, we want them. Anything scanned, anything opened. We want a review of all the electronic storage media and more. We'll do a check to see if anything is, privileged, and that's it. So John Bolton had some material seized, and, it's a nice list of stuff there. This one's curious. Statements and reflections to Allied strikes. It's like his poetry about bombing people. Great. So that's the latest on John Bolton. We'll see if criminal charges come later down the line. Thank you for joining us as we do.